sent me an email because, they're trying to deal with COVID. They're trying to figure out what choreographic projects are like, blah, blah, blah. So they were inviting some people to just send in a 30-second movement phrase that all of the students have to use. Like they're going to have to use everybody's little phrases to create their own pieces, right? And so I was talking to her on my drive here and I was like, well, listen, I could send a 30-second phrase, or we've been working on this thing called benevolent instruction. And as soon as I started talking about it, she was like, please God, yes, this is exactly what we need, actually. Thank God you're out there doing work like this. Like she was really committed. She was like, Mina, it's a good thing that, because I was like, yeah, my life is real different now. I'm not doing the kind of crazy teaching you guys are doing. I don't want to. Like I taught with a mask for the first time 2 nights ago here in Colorado, and it made me angry because I move a lot and I breathe heavily.
I almost fainted my first class in Rollins.
It was genuinely problematic for me. Like I'm just sucking in a whole mask. Like I definitely have to have something that has like a dome, because like, but at more than one point, I had to like unlatch it so I could catch a breath. And then there's a psychological component of them not seeing my face, which I feel like gives a lot of information. And there's also this other psychological thing, like, can they actually hear me? Are they actually hearing me?
I know.
Clarity. Because I know
add a layer of having virtual students on a screen with a mic on, that they're hearing your voice. They can't see. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, absolutely. I know. I don't get angry because I've been under a mask for 40 hours a week for months and months. But I got, I felt sad. Like I was just like, damn it. Like this is like not at anybody's capacity. And like as soon as the work got a little bit cardiovascular, the students started having trouble. They were like, like pulling their mask down because they had to, And I just thought, I'm so grateful to be able to be moving in the studio with people and sharing this and having a good time, but it is really taxing. That first night, I was also exhausted from the store that week. I came home, I fell asleep sitting up on the sofa. Michael woke me up and put a plate of food in front of me. I ate and I went to bed and I slept at 7 o'clock and I've slept for 14 hours.
Oh God, Jesus.
So anyway, I know.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. So Grand Valley State, and then I want to hear about your.
I wanted to ask you, like, are you okay with me sending some, because I was just going to send one of the, like, probably one of my 1 minutes, because they only want 30 seconds. So I was like, well, I'm going to give you a 1 minute talking phrase because they can create 30 seconds of it, or they can create the full minute of it and condense it, because it can get really even, a little spacious inside of it. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Because I'm only getting paid $150, but I was going to share it with you.
Oh,
so I was like, this is the stuff that we're doing together, and I want it to get out there. And it doesn't take, like, for me to send something I've already made doesn't take me any effort. It doesn't take me any new effort to do it.
Right.
And so, and I also was like, we're getting ready to launch this podcast. And so, yeah, I want you to share this with your students. And I think I'm going to have like a small feedback session with the students. And so I'm going to let them know about it. And which means, hopefully it's getting out to people, right? Like this is what we need to do. We got to get it out to the people.
Send whatever you want to send.
Okay, cool. I just found in that list of categories, there is an improv category, but it's under comedy. It's a subcategory of comedy. So, I mean, just what does your gut say? Like the only things that I thought were applicable were performing arts, like possibly under education, under courses or how to, or self-improvement. And then the alternative health, which is a subcategory of health and fitness. And like performing arts is a subcategory of arts. It's complicated.
I think this feels like, even though for us it's a very like kind of wild and woolly creative practice, it doesn't feel like art in the
Right.
way that it's gonna probably play. It's art. It's definitely, when we do it, it's art. It's art. It's
Right.
gorgeously performed art. But I think as a podcast for people to do as a, you know, a creative physical activity, it's not like a performing art. Like a it's like a physical activity. It's a creative activity, but there's
Yeah.
nothing about creativity, is there?
No, the arts is the only thing that's under like creativity is sort of the arts, which under the arts is books, design, fashion and beauty, food, performing arts, visual arts. We could say that we're comedy improv.
I think,
The categories are not super sophisticated, but
right. Well, I mean, YouTube still doesn't have um under their categories performing arts.
yeah.
So, or dance or anything. I would say something like, you know, maybe under health and fitness.
Okay.
Oh God, that feels like such a shortcut and doesn't do it justice. But what is
Oh,
the education part? What's the education part?
here, hold on. So it could just be, okay, educate. You can pick the actual category. Like you can pick art, you can pick education, but under education has courses, how to, language learning. I mean, in some way this is language learning in a weird way. And then self-improvement. I know.
Why don't we just choose the? Yeah,
I know. This is what I'm saying. I was gonna just pick one and I was like, oh, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this.
it's a creative practice that gets at health and fitness and leads to self-improvement through
Right.
the education of the mind and the body.
Also a little bit of new language learning.
There are no firewalls between this like these people think there is. You know, it's not like how to fix your garbage disposal
Right. Right.
or
I know.
the history of this
Under society and culture, there is a society and culture. And so we could just pick society and culture. Under it is documentary, personal journals, philosophy, relationships, places, and travel.
They don't get it. God damn it. I mean,
Wait, can I just tell you the funniest part?
the thing we have chosen to do with our lives is it's like not on the radar of any people building categories.
But do you know what is a subcategory of sports? Please hold on to your hat. Cricket. That's how specific it is. You can go in here if you got a sports podcast about fucking cricket, you can click the category that belongs to you. Cricket. Are there cricket podcasts out there? Rugby. Yeah. If you're doing a wrestling podcast, you get to have a whole category for you.
I think we choose like either education, self-improvement, or health and fitness, the whole category. And then we do a whole podcast episode about what benevolent instruction is none of these like things that are available to us. It's like very specific.
Okay.
Um,
So wait, are we just picking health and fitness?
why not?
Okay.
What do you think?
Education. I can't decide. Like, because you're right, it is an educational process. It is a moving process that leads to health and fitness, leads to self-improvement. It is a learning process. It is also possibly a comedy improv process. Like it is a lot of things, right? I believe it is philosophy. I mean, like, if I'm going to talk about it, I would also say it's very much philosophical.
What's under philosophy?
Huh?
What are the subcategories of philosophy?
No,
Oh, that's
philosophy
under
is
education.
its own category for society and culture.
Oh, right.
As much as I don't want to say health and fitness, it feels like, well, here's the thing, we can always change it. We can always change it. I feel like if people are looking for ways of moving and they go to a health and fitness category, I would love for them to be able to find us. But I would love for people to find us under all of the other ones too.
I know.
All right.
Well, and if you think about, I mean, some of the first people we're going to contact about this are people in the performing arts.
Right.
You know, as part of their improvisation curriculum, as part of their studio offerings and practices, as ways for them as teachers, educators, makers, whatever, to have, you know, a personal practice. I wonder if we just actually stick to, like,
I know
where it came from.
Okay. Performing arts.
It kind of, I mean,
of course it is. It is. And it is education and it is health and fitness. Like, that's the problem, right? To pick one feels really gross. But that's where we are right now. I think I'm going to click it. I'm going to click it. And we'll change it if we need to change it. Okay. So now what I need you to do, if you could, wait, can I just share screen? Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the host, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, will you make it able for me to share a screen?
Multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Okay. There we go. All right. So this is what I worked on quickly today. This one, can you see this one?
The notepad?
Yeah, that's literally just my handwriting.
I love it.
And then I made this one.
I love it.
A little fancier. And then I made this one with your doodle as the backdrop. And then I really like this one, and I don't know why I like this one.
I like that one.
I don't know why. It just, when I look at it, I'm like, oh no, I like you. So we don't have to use any of these, but we have to figure something out. And I wanted to know your opinion, and I wanted to feel out what direction you think we should go in.
Well, okay, I love the bottom one, but it does look like construction work with the muddy boot prints. And I'm like, people are going to think this is like instructions on how to, like, what, do floors.
This is true. This is why I need your eyes on it.
Very nice people. Very nice people are going to teach us how to lay floor.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one with the drawing, but it's hard to read instruction.
I was gonna say, what if I changed? How do you feel about this font?
I like that font. It's bold. It doesn't. It's like, it says benevolent instruction, but it's got this kind of like boldness to it. It's not like soft.
Yeah. What if I put maybe this text on this image?
Yeah, because I can see benevolent perfectly clearly, and it's very similar to that other font.
Yeah. I mean, I just love using the doodle. Like, I really like the doodle a lot. And it comes from you, which feels like that's, yeah.
It's very funny. It's cute.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's like a whole bunch of like little eyeballs.
Yeah.
And then like growth coming out of the top.
Yeah.
And a bunch of different connections. I like it.
Okay. So I'm going to use, it might not be the exact same font, but I'll try it and see how I feel, but I'll use the bold font on the image. And then I'm going to post that as our thing.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it. I also really love your handwriting one. So,
I mean, it's always, I'll be honest, like I'm always attracted to just wanting to write something and be like, that's like when I first did my last year's show, the perfect show, I made this just for you thing. I was convinced I was going to use my handwriting. Like I had already written it out 1,000 times and I'd fashioned it and I was like, this is what I'm using. And then I didn't end up using it, but I'm always convinced that's what I'm going to do. And then I don't. Okay. So that's where I am right now. I have, in a sense, set up our podcast platform. I still have to go in and learn more about it. And then it has a way, I don't know how it does it, where you can just use the website to make your podcast, like record straight there and edit from there. And so I just want to see what that is. And if two of us could do that at the same time, like, is that a thing? And if not, you can still upload your own audio.
okay.
And according to them, it's unlimited. Like their storage is unlimited, which nobody else, like you have to pay if you want unlimited. So, sorry, my boobs are a little sweaty. Okay.
Yeah.
So
They'll
now
probably,
what?
I mean, if they're just starting, eventually fees will probably come, but like, why not use it now?
Yeah.
Quickly, when I was thinking for each podcast episode that's just like, you know, because I imagine that there will be episodes that are us just talking, right? About benevolent instruction and maybe what's happening in our lives. I don't know. This might turn into like, you know, the Coco Mina show.
Which is all I want in my life.
But for the ones that are, you know, recordings of a script, would it be fun, cool, advantageous, or kind of a pain in the ass to have a companion YouTube video of one of us or someone doing that particular script? Or
always.
Or like the, you know, a Zoom recording of several people doing it, right? So that each episode has a YouTube companion that people can go and watch. Is that important? I mean, or is it kind of like a distraction?
No. I don't know yet.
Right.
I think it's fun. Like my first instinct is it's fun. And I also feel like, I don't know, in some way I feel like there is a helpfulness to that. If somebody is walking into this blind and they have just never experienced anything like this in their entire life, and even though they could do it in the privacy of their own home, it could still feel really paralyzing. I mean, we think it's so easy. You know what I mean? Like, in the midst of it, it's like, it's exactly what I need, exactly what I want. But I do imagine that for people who have never experienced anything like this, to stand in a room and hear someone's voice telling them to do stuff and have no context, or relationship or understanding of what that would even mean, it could be problematic. So to have a YouTube companion feels like, okay, this is why this makes sense to me, or why I think it's quote unquote fun. My name is Mina Estrada, and I was given once a book of how to knit. And there was no way I was able to translate written on flat piece of paper instruction about knitting into my brain space and then manifest through my body with needles and yarn. It just wasn't, I could not wrap my brain around it. It took Jeffrey Burwinkle sitting down and being like, oh, my grandma taught us how to knit a long time ago. And he could read it and he had reference points for it. And so he could read it and be like, right, oh, I remember this. And then he showed me, which is maybe the cutest thing ever on the planet. And I was like, right, same thing. I read instructions on how to make homemade mayonnaise. Could not figure it out. Fucked it up every time. Watched a video on how to make mayonnaise, a 1.5 minute video. Boom, I know how to make mayonnaise now, right? So I do think like we already know that there are multiple ways of learning, right? And even though this seems simple, it could be helpful for somebody, even if it's just us, 4 of us, just test running it and them getting to see, like, because when you video, we see all the blocks, right? So they're also then getting information about 4 different versions of this and gets to see like, oh, there is no real way to do this. Like the instructions just said fold everything, and that bitch didn't even, just curled up her hand, right? So, and then it gives like permission to be like, oh, I guess I can do whatever I want. So I'm gonna say YouTube Companion is not a terrible idea. And I think that if we can put a link to it in the description, so like when I click on any one of my podcasts, it gives me a description of that episode. And if there can be a link in there, that would be awesome. So I think I'm putting it on my list of things to do or like to consider and check out. Yeah. Okay. Oh God.
I mean, there's also like, if you listen to other podcasts, or if they're interviewing anybody, or they're talking about something specific, or they reference something, they're like, we'll be sure to put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
And there's typically a website with like a whole like synopsis of the conversation and show notes and everything. I don't think that, I mean, it may turn into where we're having, interviews and guest spots, and we're referencing certain things or whatever, and we need to have a place where that information can be housed and archived and accessible. And also if we get to where if there's ever any, I mean, I guess you can do this in the description of each episode. Like if there's ever any any bibliography kind of stuff that we have to reference for proper credit, like giving credit to something, that we have some space where we can do that.
Yeah.
We were talking about Deborah Hayes' book, Using the Sky.
Yeah.
Go to the website for full show notes and
I also,
information.
yeah, I mean, so I'm kind of going back now. So when we're talking about the YouTube Companion, I mean, because ultimately, I mean, I would love for people to video themselves doing it and be willing to like tag us on Instagram and letting us, have it for the world to see if that's what they're interested in. Indiana's calling me. I don't think I know this person. Hold on.
Yeah. You need to go?
Nope. Okay. So yeah, I think, yes, these are the things we have to consider. Like, where do we have space for all of the stuff that isn't the stuff that we're talking about, or companions to that, or show notes? Yes. Okay.
And what was your idea about other people videoing themselves? And
yeah, like I think that asking them, like when you do this, if you're interested in videoing yourself, sort of creating these small works, and if you like to share it, they can hashtag our Instagram or add us on Instagram, so that all of that is like in our world, so anyone who goes to our thing can see other people doing it too, right? And also that people are just paying attention to us. Like, you sending us a video means you're paying attention and you're doing it and you're sharing it with people.
Right. Yeah, I guess we can kind of set up that infrastructure, you know, like if we want to feature, you know, on our YouTube channel, like particular subscribers that are
Yeah.
uploading their stuff too, we
I
can.
mean, if we get a famous person, for sure.
I know, right?
I mean, that's what we want. We want famous people to do it, and then we want them to tag us on it so that the world knows about it, and then everyone's doing it. That's how this works. And famous people, whatever that means. Like, I want Malcolm Gladwell to do this, and I want him to fucking send it to us, and I want him to be on our show, and I want him to write one of these. Like, these are the goals I have in my life right now. All right. So what else? We need to, I went back this morning and listened to our last one. And I mean, I just love all of it. Like, that's the like, us just bantering about what it is this great to me. Like, I know that that's not right. I know that objectively it's not a smart choice, but the whole time I was like, well, I don't know what to cut. Like, even there was a part when I was just babbling and then I said, I don't know, is that good stuff? Are those good words? And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. So, like, we do need to figure that out. So I actually need to, I would like to go back and listen to it again with some objectivity. And then we just have to do it. And then but we do need to decide which ones we're going to go up first. We haven't made that decision yet.
It's so hard. That's why I put them all up on the web page so that we could see the length of them and who's speaking, and like, not that, you know, we know that anyway, but like kind of go through them, and they're all there. You can listen to them in any number of chunks in any order. Or so the only problem with the website is sometimes the little media player takes a little bit to load. It's not a very good media player. It's like one of the first ones I grabbed on WordPress. So they're there. One of my goals, and God, I don't know how I can't make myself do it. It's not hard, is to play them and transcribe them.
Oh.
In text.
Yeah.
So that we have them to send to people if they want to record them. Or I don't know, we just have the actual text that we can manipulate.
Yeah.
That's one of my goals. I don't know if it's useful or not right away, but yeah, we do need to choose.
Okay, this is what I'm going to do.
Or make 5 brand new ones.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I am going out into Mother Nature again today. Oh my God, my heart's actually really swelling. Coco, I've been having like, I'm getting teary-eyed. Like, fucking Mother Nature is, okay, so my thoughts have been, it's one thing to be with her every day in small ways. Like when you go in your backyard and you get to be with the green of the grass and the shade of the trees. Like, that in and of itself is a little kiss from Mother Nature. But to be with her, like when you go to the ocean, right? To be with her in her vastness, I've got the chills just thinking about it. It's so overwhelming, so intimidating. Like, especially these mountains and shit. Mountains are fucking intimidating. Like, they are her, like, I was watching like the scoops of the mountain range and I was like, oh, that's her flexing. She's like, bitch, you want to see my abs? And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it is, and then you drive so close to it. Like when you're driving up, like you're just like right against it and it's like this. And I'm like, fuck, it hurts. But it's so stunningly, like, I want to, like, it's enticing. It's sensual. It's all of it. Like, I'm so hot for her. So anyway, my point is, the other day when I went out, I was just sort of really overwhelmed with all of it. And I just like couldn't, it wasn't until later I came home and I was like, I can't believe I didn't make one of them while I was out there. Cause I'm just sitting there with the water and the trees and the big rocky things. And I was just so mesmerized. I just didn't do it. So I'm going back out today to a different area. And then I didn't realize this, but they have like the Great Sand Dunes. It's like 3 hours south of where I am right now. But I've already booked an Airbnb and I have to cancel it by tomorrow if I'm not going to go for it. But it looks incredible. Like it looks really, really stunningly beautiful. And so I'm thinking I'm going to go down there and enjoy that. Here's one problem though. The smoke from the West Coast is already making its way over here. Like it's been hazy every day. And there's been like air quality, you know, advisory, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, but yeah, so, okay. But this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to make some more while I'm hanging out with Mother Nature. And on my long drive, I'm going to just play all of ours. I'm going to play all of them and just let myself be with them and try to listen through like new ears. Because I think that's the thing too. It's like, we're too close to some of this. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to try to, but I'm going to say this. I have been practicing like fresh eyes for a long time. Like when I'm watching my own work, when I'm watching people work I already know, like I do this thing where I'm just like, I try to hypnotize myself and experience it with freshness. I think I'm getting pretty good at it. So it's a hard thing to do, but I want to listen to it with fresh ears. And then I would say, let's look at our calendar. Because I'm going home on Tuesday. I want to stay here forever, but it's actually too hard. It's too hard to want to be trying to like, quote unquote, I don't know, vacation, but I still have a job and I'm supposed to be editing a video that's due at the end of the week.
Oh, right. So you have 2 things to very quickly update me on.
Yeah.
1 is how the fuck that went. And then 2.
Oh, wait, I talked about that?
No, 2, what that class was like that you taught.
Okay. So number 1, the videoing. Okay. So working with these dancers was lovely. There was 3 dancers. One of them I already didn't like right away just because she's a bad communicator. Like she wasn't on top of communicating with me. And I was like, let's strike 1. And then she also just couldn't accommodate any of my very simple costume needs. Like the other 2 people were like, here's pictures of these shoes and here's pictures of these shoes. And yes, I have this. Quick, right? And she was just like, oh, I don't know. I think I have something, but I'm kind of in the middle of moving. And which again, that's not really a problem, right? But I was like, okay, maybe strike 2. And then I asked for all their Instagram accounts so that I could tag them when I start posting some shit, some teasers. And as soon as I went to hers, like she has 2 different Bible verses as her bio. And I knew right away. I was like, this is why I didn't like her. It actually had nothing to do with what a bad communicator you are. I think I knew this. And I'm going to tell you the one thing. So in my piece, we flipped the bird. And she had so much difficulty because she has never made that gesture in her life. And she wanted to let me know that. I'm just having difficulty because my fingers aren't really bending that way because I've never done this to anybody. The other 2 dancers, you could sense their deep sigh, like, Jesus Christ. And then I told my brother about it and he wrote a poem. Wait, I told you my brother's getting his MFA in creative writing, right? Like this is a decision he's made. So he's taking a poetry class and I'm going to play it for you right now because he sent me a version of him reading it in a Southern accent. Okay.
I want to meet Adrian so bad.
Have you not met Adrian?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. Okay, we got to figure this out. All right. So hopefully you can hear this. Let's see.
Okay, just for fun. I just wanted to let you know somehow I am not okay with this. I have every right to be angry. I'm a goddamn Southern Baptist. In Jesus' name, I'll hold half my tongue. But you will be sorry when all this is done. I really have to let you know somehow that your hair is hiding horns and your butt's got a curl, but my fingers don't bend like the devil wants them to. I'm just not that kind of girl. I don't know. Devil bird, bad birds, just bird.
Oh my God.
Because I told him about it, and he just sent me this later on the day. He was like, I don't know, this might be fun.
Oh my God. That's the best shit I've ever heard in my life. This has just made my day.
I'm gonna send it to you. Oh, I laugh every time I hear it.
I'm gonna listen to it all the time.
Yeah, I've listened to it 5 times. I crack up every time. When your hair's hiding horns and your butt's got a curl. That's fucking brilliant. But anyway, this girl, and also let's be honest, when we were learning material, she was the slowest one. She's the least expressive. Like she's guarded a little bit. She's a beautiful dancer. It took her a while to really like let go, and even then she didn't, like she's fine. Okay, there are times I cut her out of the frame, like while I was videoing. I was like, you know what, you go here, and I'll be like the other 2 were amazing, like so Avi, this bitch's name is Aviance Battles. She's this like really gorgeous Black woman who's just got like, she's just got it. Like she's expressive, she can be delicate, like she's just got it, right? The other bitch was 6'1", like a tall white girl named Rhiannon, fucking just tall, but real, like she's ready to get wild in her body, right? So I was like, fuck yeah. So it was hot when we taped. We crammed it into 4 hours. Like we did 4 hours of rehearsal the day before and then crammed. And I don't know that we even got to, it was just too much. It was like, it was hot outside. And at one point, they were wearing a full ski mask.
Oh, right.
That only shows their eyes. And I was like, geez, I'm suffocating these kids. But overall, I think it's fine. And I think I haven't even really looked at the footage yet because I left the next day to come here. So hopefully that's going to go well. We'll see. There's some small stuff that, like I've looked at some things and I'm like, oh, it's nice. With a little more time, frankly, I just wish I had more mature dancers. They're all lovely, but they look the way I think all dancers look now, because I feel like all dancers are of this age. I don't know. You know what I mean? My preference is a mature dancer. I want to see something that looks like they've been living in that body, that they've lived in that body, right? So, I think it'll be fine. And then I taught this class the other night. It was all like teenagers. And no, one lady was like 29. And I took them just through like an improvisational sort of structure. I wanted to do a lot with them, but it was like real obvious right away that they were just far away from this concept. But it was still a lovely experience, I like being with people. I like teaching people. But nobody in there is doing anything super exciting. But last night I got to work with a woman named Irma. It was a really small class, and she's my age. Actually, she might be older, but she's just like, I'm just starting to do new things in my life. I just started taking tap class and I love it. And I was like, okay. And she was in it to win it. Like, she was finding all these like spiritual connections, and she was talking about how she had not felt yet in her dancing body. She had not felt like she had any fluidity yet. She couldn't access fluidity. She couldn't access like connectivity. She's like, but all of this changed that. She's like, and I felt like I'm using both sides of my brain in ways that I've not ever used it before. And I was like, oh.
Isn't it nice?
Okay. So yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I'm glad. It was a nice experience. I have to say, I feel for you guys who are teaching in classes with masks. Like, it's just.
How's her studio?
The big space is lovely. It's got this real big problem though. Like, the walls are thin. So the studio next to it, like, if you're not careful, there's just a lot of crossover. It's like a normal studio, right? It's like in a strip mall. The people are nice. She's crazy. I can't wait to tell you. You know what? She's like your really loud, coked up cousin kind of thing. Like,
Tell me later. Just tell me later. Tell me later.
It makes me okay. But she has the sweetest cat in the world named Stinker. She's got an old, kind of like your brother's dog. What is that? Labradoodle? What is that?
Labradoodle.
Like, she got he's old, but he's so sweet. So basically he just like lays around like a giant fluffy rug. And he has some sinus issues. So it's like sneezing all the time. He's so sweet though. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. That's my update. So yeah, I want to stay forever, but if I don't go home, I'm not going to get this video done on time. Like, right. I'm not going to do it while I'm here. It's too tempting.
So today's Friday. You're going to start driving back on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday morning I'm out.
Okay, Michael gets back Tuesday night.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'll see him much. He's got 7 videos to finish and like 10 golf students.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're very excited about that.
Oof.
So I just have to manage the Trader Joe's and the Rollins College.
Yeah.
And ride my bicycle an hour every day. That's
yeah.
So if I don't know what you're up to, I am around again tomorrow. I don't know. I don't go into work until 3 tomorrow. I'm off Monday, right? Until I teach.
Well, when's the next time we're doing?
Oh, we didn't cover that.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it? Why don't we try to do it Monday? Because then you're gonna leave Tuesday. You're not gonna be able to do it Wednesday.
Yeah, I can do it Wednesday. What do you mean?
Well, you're gonna be crazy because you're gonna be getting home and then the thing.
No.
Okay, I'll ask everybody if they can do it Wednesday. And then, do you have a proposal for what to do with the 4 of us?
I do actually. I was going to ask if I could craft a score that is similar to what we've been doing, right? But really mix it up a little bit, right? So like it might start with all of us, and then it would be a duet, and then a solo, and it would be listed in the same way that we've been doing it, like 2-minute solo Coco, 1-minute trio, so, right? Like create a dance, like craft like a score that is utilizing the method we've been using the past 2 times, but mixing it up a little bit, allowing for trios, allowing for a shakeup.
Yes. I love this.
So I would be, because I wanted to say that at the end of our last one, but I think we just ran out of time.
Should we make new recordings or just a couple of new ones, or just keep using the same ones?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm going to go ahead and make some new ones. So I would say put it out to them that if they want to share another 1 minute, 2 minute, a couple of them, whatever, then we just have, more to use, more to pull from, right? So I would say ask them.
Okay.
And then, I mean, because are you just creating a playlist when you do it? Okay. So I'll send you the like 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute. Like I'll let you know what the sequence is going to be, and then you can rearrange, or you can put them in that order. Is that cool? All right. So you're going to ask them if they want to do Wednesday. All right.
Yeah.
And then me and you meet on Monday? Or no?
Yeah, we could do that.
What time have we been doing it?
Noon. Eastern. So you're in Mountain Time, right?
Mountain Time.
So you're 2 hours behind me.
That's why I was so fucked up the other day. I swear to God, I'd come upstairs to pack my shit up to go to the studio and warm up and have time before before it was going to start. And I saw my phone, I saw that you sent it. And I literally, my head was like, why is Coco sending the link so early? And then my other side of my brain was like, no, you dummy. You're right. Why would Coco send it so early? She wouldn't. She always sends it right on time. So who's wrong, Mina? I was like, oh, shit.
All right. So Monday at noon, that's.
Because here's my thinking.
Mm-hmm.
If I am going to go to the dunes, it means I've got at least a 3-hour drive. So perhaps I will have all that time to listen to the ones that we have. And if I feel like, oh, okay, I'm voting for these, you know? So we can talk about like what we think is a good idea for the ones that we want to put up. And hopefully I will have had some time also to get a little more familiar with Anchor and what their options are.
And then instead of me listening to depressing news on NPR on the way to work every day, I can listen to them as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't handle how, I mean, it is getting really outrageous. When I read yesterday or whenever that Trump was like, we're only going to be doing patriotic education from now on.
What?
Okay.
Oh, God.
He's banning anything that refers to our history as being bad, which is like understanding slavery, understanding how we had Japanese internment camps. Like, instead of acknowledging any of those things, he wants it to be pro-American. It's called patriotic education. It's some Nazi shit. Like, he's creating an entire system, and he's trying to mandate it, that this is how all schools educate in the United States. Because the 1619 project has been something that people have been implementing in their schools, it is like a really nuanced, in-depth look at slavery in America.
That's right.
And he has called on a ban for that can no longer be taught because it's un-American and it's divisive. And
Really?
And he's also removed all like cultural workshops for any government agencies, right?
Yeah, Marty was talking about that because I asked Marty, if he was thinking about getting away from the academy and becoming kind of a consultant, like a diversity, social class justice consultant for companies. And he was like, well, I would, but Trump is about to get rid of all funding for any training around diversity or any kind of anything.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I have to kind of hang out and wait to see if
he gets elected again.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. He's fucking crazy. First of all I remember is patriotic education. All I remember is like being taught that America's really great. Yeah, we talked about the Trail of Tears, but we didn't really talk about it. We were like, but then we gave them land and everyone's fine and there's all these traditions. But what I remember clearly is like, yeah, America's great. We learn songs about how great America is. We sing these songs and we are the land of freedom and bravery or whatever. That's what we get taught now. That is the current education. Perhaps there are pockets who are becoming more inclusive with like the fuller version of our history, which is the smartest way to live so that we understand the fullness of us. God help us. The fucking voting day cannot come fast enough.
I've got to send. I've sent in an application for a mail-in ballot.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to mail in. I'm going to go drop it off.
Right.
But then instead of getting the mail-in ballot, I got another application to send in for a mail-in ballot. And I'm just like, shit, I got to like actually do that. Do you know if I can just go somewhere and pick up a ballot? They have to mail it to you, huh?
Yeah.
It has to be.
You might be able to, I don't know. You might be able to go pick one up. You would still have to fill out all the information because you have to give all of your information. You have to show that you are you in order for them to hand you or mail you.
I don't care about contact. I just know that I'm probably not going to be able to get off work.
Yeah. What about early voting? Do you know when early voting is happening in y'all's area?
No, I got to find that out. Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna early vote. Well, because I'm working on voting day, so I don't think we can vote while we're working. So I'm gonna early vote. I'm not balloting or mailing. I just don't. I don't know.
I'm not mailing anything in. I don't trust
Yeah.
anything right now.
I mean, I do think it's smart for people to drop it off, and we had a lot of people drop it off at the primary. Like they just came in, and there was no lines though at our place anyway. But that was because it was a primary. I am sure the it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be fucking wild.
All right. I gotta
Okay.
go. I gotta get ready and call my family again and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing the podcast.
It's the least I can do.
And yeah, I'll see you on Monday.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're making progress.
And you'll see a text come through in a little bit to all of us.
Okay.
About Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
I love you.
Bye.